And hello and welcome. CueSports International presents the 2023 Predator WPA World 10-Ball Championship. We are at the Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada. We have 128 players, $250,000 in prize fund, and $60,000 for the first place winner. Stage 1 is the race to 8, double elimination, winner breaks. You have Tyler Styer and Blaine BARCUS, two Americans, battling it out in this world stage. This is George Teacha, joined by Christina Tkach in the booth. Welcome, Christina.
Good morning, everyone.
These two have battled. Blaine is off some big tournament in Texas, in Austin, Texas, around Billy Skinny Bob's. He took 4th place overall in the Texas Open, and then he split the banks with Mr. Federgorst.
He did, yeah.
So if you guys want information about Federgorst, I've got a scoop here. I can get some information. Tyler to break. Tyler with one of the biggest breaks in 10-ball on the Pro Tour. And as you can see there, he successfully pocketed a ball and is straight in on the 1 ball to the side pocket. 2 ball is wrapped up, so he's got to find a home for it. Looks like he goes to the upper right-hand corner, possibly, but he's looking to maybe break it. It's tough. He goes to the bottom rail. The 10 ball's in the way, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know quite sure what he's looking at to maybe play carom on the 3, but it's a very tough shot. Maybe play safety after that.
Well, if it looks to me like he can travel up past, is it the 7 ball up on top? Yeah. Or play the ball to the corner, but 3 ball will keep him from getting behind the 6 and the 9. He has the angles down there. He can see what he's doing. He's going to soft roll it in there.
Yeah, he played.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He played the 3 ball.
He played the 3 ball.
He did play, as you said, the carom. He played the didn't look like he had it, but he oh yes.
I thought he was playing a safety.
No, he played it successfully, and now things kind of open up. A 6-9 combo is what he's going to end up with, but the 5 ball's right there for the 6 to get position. There's a 3 foul rule in effect. Players on a 30-second time clock, 60 seconds after the break. The winner break format affords both these guys some time here. Both players familiar with each other. Tyler is a 765 Fargo. Blaine is a 718 Fargo. The 28-year-old from Oshkosh is looking to get on this 5 and give himself a nice angle to do what he has to do with the 6 ball. He didn't come up high enough, did he?
Yeah, I'm not really. Did he play to play safety after that?
It could be. It could be he's going to land the cue ball right between the 6-9. And take the safety, and there it is. Forethought important.
I don't think he would miss the speed by that much.
Exactly.
And he didn't look really disappointed, so maybe he played like that.
He just played just for that. Blaine is sponsored by Perry Cues out of Houston, Texas. He lost his first match. This is a round one loss side match. And Blaine lost to Kasiap Shuthar, 8-6. Taylor, on the other hand, lost to Yukio Akadagariyama, 8-7. Hill. Tough loss.
It's very hard to lose on a hill. It's like you're so close and so far in the same time.
Then you have to sit there and recount all the things that might have changed that. Well, Tyler's containing safety worked very well. They got him I got him a good shot on the 5. And now he's got these 4 balls to work out. down to 3 for the very important very first game in this race to 8, because they are fighting for the tournament life. There's no tomorrow for these guys in this tournament.
No, you're right. It's now or never. And even though race to 8 seems like a long race, but in reality it goes so fast, and oof, almost missed it. But in reality, it's, you know, every shot costs a lot. Every mistake might cost you a lot.
Well, no mistakes on those last 5 balls, and Tyler takes game number 1 at the CSI Expo here in Las Vegas. League players from all over the world on the BCA front, BCA Pool League. They have their World Championships. The USA Pool League has their National Championships. And it's tailor-made for all these pros here in Las Vegas. We had the Alpha Las Vegas Open with 192 players. And now this World 10 Ball with 128 players and great commentators like Christina Tkach.
I'm trying my best to entertain you guys.
There's a big show. It was Lisa Minnelli, Let Me Entertain You. It's an old song, you wouldn't know. And that is Sam Rabito, our referee, racking the balls for us. And calling the shots down there for the players. We've had a great tournament to date. We've had some rain in Las Vegas, and we're having some problems in the other room, in the big room, with about 5 tables. The roof is leaking.
It does. It was raining the other day.
Oh, big break, but the cue ball got away. Slid off the table right into the pocket. He made 2 balls. Made 3 balls?
3 balls.
Yeah. The 1, the 2, the 6. Wow. And the cue ball.
Very unfortunate for the cue ball to be kicked in the pocket.
Well, unfortunate for Tyler, but Blaine is jumping up and down. He's got a nice shot with ball in hand and a wide open rack. That's the problem with having a big break, is if it's not successful, your opponent will be.
It's a very standard position, just to have a little stop shot in here, and all you have to take care about is creating a right angle on the 7 to go to the 8. But I think he's straight in the 5 ball, just a little follow, and he should be fine.
Yeah, he kept his angle down below the 7, so he just, he's got to make sure he gets past the 9 here, or will he go to the short side, you think?
No, I don't think he's going for the short side. I think he'll just go past the 9 to try to freeze the cue ball for the short rail.
And he's very successful. It shouldn't matter. He can do what he has to do for the 9. He can cheat the pocket, right?
Or just draw or follow. There's a lot of options.
Fairly new in terms of years. He plays on the Pro Billiard Series events. I've seen him play in Arizona. He travels a little bit for these events, and they all culminate to this one. There is a ranking for the players in the Pro Billiard Series, and it culminates to this. They use their Fargo score and their event performance to give them a ranking. I'll get that to you in a little bit. Meanwhile, this 10 ball to tie things up, and he does. Tied at 1 and a race to 8. Young lady, how's your stay in Vegas been so far?
It's been good. The weather is a little colder than I expected, and I only had one warm sweater that really needs a laundry right now. So yeah, I enjoy staying in Vegas. You know, if you have something to do, if you're just wandering around, it's very tough to stay here more than a couple of days.
I totally know the feeling. I'm here for 11 days, and I wander around.
We're gonna stay extra, almost a week and a half in Vegas for US Open.
The US Open
10
8-ball and
ball.
10-ball coming right up.
Yes, Eagle 10-ball, banks in one pocket.
I'm going to miss commentating those. I've done those since 2015 or 16, I believe. And they'll be held at Griff's for all of those of you coming up.
So I think a lot of players, European players, going to also stay for this tournament. It's very good prize money and very good conditions to play on as well.
Well, this is actually rather exciting for those tournaments because over the years we've had small fields because of the lack of players. And now with all the Euros here, and this is they chose to have it at the same time or as close as possible to this, you'll get some strong fields and some strong talent.
And there is a lot of coming up American players as well.
Yes.
You know, Shane Bulford and Joy Tate. There's a lot of juniors coming. And I think sport will only grow in here.
Which is something we really need here, huh? Over there in Europe, you guys have a big selection, and you have very successful Euro Tour. Oh, Blaine caught that a little thin, and didn't get the results he wanted. As you saw on Blaine's shirt there, Salado is associated with Fargo. You can play matches that will boost your Fargo. Not rank, but your Fargo robustness with a number of games by playing those matches. Meanwhile, Tyler back at the table.
3-ball is hanging in the pocket, and I'd say the only thing he has to take care about right now is to have a good angle from 3 to 4. Not sure if it was an intentional bump into the 5, because it's quite a long distance, especially now he has to draw it back. He probably didn't want to run into the 5, just cut the 6-ball way too thick. He would cut it a little thinner. He would avoid the 5-ball.
These are some of Tyler's favorite shots, these long draw shots. He executes them very well.
You're right.
But this one looks like it's going to come right into the 7.
Yeah, you got to cheat the pocket a little bit, and then it's a long distance pot, and you got to draw. So it's a very uncomfortable shot, very missable.
And it did come right into 7. He couldn't get around it.
Yeah. He had to cheat it either on the left or the right side of the pocket
and
to have some chance.
These pockets are 4 1/4, so cheating is not an easy thing to do, especially at that speed.
You're right. And hit the 5-ball, and he apologized, so most likely he didn't leave the shot. Oh, that's very
a tough
uncomfortable.
Safety. You know what I like here, Christina, is I like trying to put that cue ball behind the 7. It just lays so natural to just run up to the corner.
Just try to control the cue ball and focus only on that. Doesn't matter where the 5-ball is going to end up. That's the first lesson in safeties you can get, is you either control the object ball or the cue ball. If you try to control them both sometimes, it's not going to end up good.
This 5-ball could end up behind the 8 at the same time. Oh, look how nice he's hit this. Beautifully done. What a nice execution. And a good round of applause. Well, Tyler at the table now. He actually has played 9 events. And is ranked 41st out of hundreds of players. Look at this ball.
Wow.
2-rail kick, and that will get one big round of applause.
It's a great shot.
It does make you feel so good when you execute them.
Yeah.
Especially when they're out in the middle of the table, because when they're against the rail, they're a little easier to execute. Tyler plays his own safety, but it looks like it may have leaked. You can see past the 9 to the rail.
And even if he doesn't, he can still have a pretty easy kick into the 6 of the long rail. And that's what he called it. Not quite sure if he can see completely now. He didn't. Oh wow, that game is a game of kicking.
Yeah, these gentlemen have picked up their game for you, folks. Enjoy. You don't see this very often when they can kick that accurately and end up with great results, as Blaine has. He pretty much has earned this game. Now this shot is deceivingly a little bit hard. Harder than it looks, let's put it that way, but and there it is. That's what I thought. The tendency to either leave it out or overcut it.
Yeah.
And it's just such a slight angle. But I've seen some of the elite pros struggle with shots like that.
It's very uncomfortable. Yeah, it's very uncomfortable just for your eyes to see, and it's kind of tricking your eyes, because it feels like you have to cut the ball a lot. But if you visualize the ghost ball, you will clearly see that it's barely quarter of the cut. And there's a lot of balls like that where you feel like you have to cut a lot, but in reality it's just a little bit off the center.
Just a little simple shot, and that's what makes it so tough. Plus, usually he was a little close, so that kind of changes things. Well, Tyler enjoying that. I don't want to call it a miscue because it was a miscue, but then that error on that shot. And we'll try to convert for a game. Blaine has played in 4 of the Pro Billiard Series events and failed to cash. Tyler has cashed in 3 of his 9 and takes game number 2, or win number 2, and that was game number 3. We're going to go for a 1-minute break and be right back for you, folks. We are back with Sam Rabito setting the balls up for Tyler to break game number 4 of this race to 8. WPA rules: no early 10 balls, no 10 balls on the break. Our 2022 defending champion Wojciech Szewczak still in action. Our 2021 champion Eklund Kachi was in action on this table and took a quick 8-1 victory. And now Yuki Oi, who was runner-up, still around here. Of course, 2020 we had COVID, and 2019, the very first time we had this event, Koping Chung was victorious over Joshua Filler. And they're here today. Josh had a great match on this table.
He did indeed. One ball on the break, but no clear shot on the one ball.
He's looking for a push out to a jump.
Looks like
Both guys are very handy with the jump cue.
it's hard to imagine nowadays players that not good with the jump cue. It's like I think a lot of players put a lot of work in mastering this shot because it's so important.
Well, two things have changed for the players from the past. Is the fact that it's used a lot more and the equipment has changed. It's really come a long way.
Yeah. You can execute really accurate jump shot. You can make it. You can play position. You can draw. You can spin. You can do anything with that.
Yeah.
So
I'm from the old school, and I can be like Earl Strickland and say, I used to jump with a full-length Mucci, but I had a cue, and I would actually full cue. You would practice jumping balls in the middle, out in the middle of the table, but not the real close ones, just the ones, you know. But now with this equipment and the carbon fiber, the technology, it really helps the player. But nothing helps more than practice.
no.
It's become a standard for all those of you that don't like jump cues and jump shots. All you purists out there.
Yeah. Well, it just makes the game more difficult, and when you play the safety, it has to be tied up. It can be just hook the ball a little bit.
Look at the shot by Tyler. And another thing is the spectators find those jump shots extremely exciting.
Yeah.
How many highlight reels do we have of jump shots? Which reminds me, I have to list that jump shot. Well, no, he didn't make it. He just played it. Meanwhile, back at the ranch here, Tyler's looking good on this too. Barely came down, and he has to avoid the 9 and the 10 to get back around for the 5.
Yeah, there's a window between 7 and 10, but it's about how close he can get to the 8-9 ball without bumping in it. It seems like he can do it easily, yeah.
There's plenty of room there, but that was the issue. Plus, he was going to have to come into the 6 ball. He had to come around in that angle, and that made it tough. He wanted to make sure he didn't get all the way.
He was pretty far from the 9 ball. He could come even closer.
Ouch. I think he was just trying to get to the rail there to take the cut on the 5. He wasn't trying to get all the way up there.
No, he didn't. Yeah, but very unfortunate. He hit the 10 ball.
That ball is nice and big off the rail, but he's given up a good shot to Blaine. Hitting it is one thing, doing something with it is another. The difference between a good shot and a hit.
Five ball is in. And I think he wanted to be a little bit from a different side of the 6 ball.
Yeah, he wanted to be more to the middle of the table.
Yeah.
Because now he can't help but run into the 8 ball.
Which is not bad, it's just that you leave yourself a pretty long distance 7 ball.
And that's the problem, is going to track away and away from the angle that you want. Thin cut. Will he consider playing safe?
I think he'll go for that. if the 8 ball goes in the side pocket, right?
I agree. I just the safety is just about the same. You can play the 7 ball up by the 9 and the cue ball behind the 10, or a combination of that, even reverse that. But he's got a good shot to go for.
And in
Go
case
for it, he does.
Oof, good. And in case if he would overcut, he might still leave the safety. Might leave the
Yes.
safety, so
Now,
it's almost like two-way shot.
in the U.S., we call that missing on the pro side
Yeah.
when you hit the top. Is that what you
Yeah,
call it in
yeah.
Russia
We
too?
call it two-way shot.
Two-way shot? Okay.
It's like you intend to make the ball, but in case you miss it in a certain side.
He's got a good bank shot here if he feels it's too steep of a cut for the 8. And bank shot he does shoot.
Very well executed. And almost straight in. 9 ball
Into
in
the
the
top.
side pocket. Look, seems like it's a wrong angle on the 9. So he just tried to bump into the 10.
Nice rub. He ended up with a straight in shot to the corner pocket. Long straight in. These can be a little testy because if he's just slightly hit it off, it's got a lot of room to miss. 10 ball's a long way from the pocket, but these usually you hit dead center like that. And ties it up at 2. Blaine BARCUS from Texas, Houston, Texas. He's in his first match, trying to make a go for it, fighting for his tournament life in this one. These guys are well matched. Texas player and Tyler Styer from Wisconsin. Moscone Cup player. Been on there, I think, 3 years now.
Three,
Two,
I think
two or
two
three,
of them.
I think, yeah.
Two of them he won
Mhm.
in a previous one. Ended up with European team taking the trophy.
Yeah, do you see the U.S. team taking that trophy back anytime soon?
It's a hard question. I
Mhm,
mean,
it is.
last year they actually looked very solid, much more solid than the year before.
Yeah.
Could see more work ethic, more discipline. They were both very serious. The whole team was very serious.
Yeah. Last year they got out of the gate strong, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they will keep going, keep doing the same thing. I'm sure they will open this door.
One that the U.S. used to own, and then Europe slowly but surely has taken it over. Meanwhile, in this world stage here in Las Vegas, I believe it's the only WPA sanctioned tournament on U.S. soil. I could be mistaken. Look forward to the big one in San Juan, Puerto Rico, because I'm looking forward to that world team event.
Yeah,
Any chances you could be part of that?
I
Have
think
you heard
so.
anything?
I think so.
That'd be very, very exciting.
Beautiful split.
And for those of you that don't know, last year in August in Klagenfurt, Austria, there was a world team championship. 2 men and 1 woman from 26 countries battled it out, and the Filipinos took it home. This man was there, represented America. Him and Joey Tate and April Larson, I believe, was there.
April Larson, yes. And I think he's on the wrong side of the 5 ball, but luckily 6 ball is hanging almost in a pocket, so he doesn't have to do much to get in there.
He just has to make sure he doesn't get behind those balls.
Yeah.
If he try, well, it looks like he can just draw into the 8.
I think he can pass the 8, just draw it straight.
Yep, right around. That's what he had to avoid. I was afraid of going down there.
Yeah, I would play. I think I would go follow. It's kind of more secure.
Probably would have gone follow with a lot of right-hand English, side rail, bottom rail, and then back straight up to avoid the balls down that alley. But didn't catch it by much, but just enough to ruin the easy position.
He tried to rely on the spin to.
Is he massing or jumping?
I think he's massing.
Yeah. Tough shot. I actually, if he had room to get to the side rail, I would have liked to kick better there. Anytime there's a ball close to the hole, the corners, that kick is, well, you know, you should have practiced that kick.
Yeah.
Very important, but it's a choice. And the masse was nice too. It would have worked. Could have worked.
Because the 7 ball passes 8 and 10 on the side.
It doesn't matter right now. Poor Blaine missed that one, and he's going to get good behind the 9 though. And he's waved it off and said, "Oops, didn't mean to do that, but I'm happy I did." How do you feel about the wave?
I always apologize. It's just part of the game, just being not even respectful, but you acknowledge the fact that you were lucky, and it's not like you're just arrogantly going back in your chair pretending. You know, it is part of the game, but still.
It's funny how that can come across as arrogance.
Yeah.
Nice jump shot by Mr. Styer.
I believe it's almost straight in. All he has to do just to stop the ball. Good. He actually pushed it a little further than he wanted to.
Yeah, he's complicated things a little bit with that 10 ball there. Let's see how he handles it. If he chooses to use the 10 ball or travel the cue ball around and get good position on the 9. And there's the travel around. Towner methodically working his way through the rack. This is for game number 5 and a 3-2 lead. And he gets it. These gentlemen are playing for $60,000 first prize, 20 for 40,000 for second prize, 20,000 for third, fourth, 5th through 8th is $9,000. Still makes a good week, doesn't it, in Vegas?
Yeah, it's I believe it's the biggest prize money for the world event.
Yeah. And then 9th through 16th is $5,250, and anywhere from in the final 32. If you lose your match, once getting there in stage 2, which now goes to single elimination in a race to 10, that will be in stage 2, final 32 players. If you lose your first match in that, it's a $2,000 payday. But takes you away from that 60 grand.
Yeah.
That's a nice prize money.
It's a very nice prize money.
That'll buy a taco or two.
Taco too.
A taco or two.
Yeah.
And a couple of margaritas.
Couple hundred tacos.
Yeah, there you go. San Rabito. If you've just joined us, we are at the Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino, which actually has just received their funding to renovate.
Hopefully they will fix the roof.
Well, actually, last year I attended a meeting where they were starting the renovations, but they were waiting on it took them a year basically, waiting on the funding. And they've got it approved now. I mean, there's been talk of a baseball stadium, this, that, and the other, but the funding is approved and it will happen. Just kind of like that cue ball happened in the side pocket. Disappointed. Tyler goes back to his chair.
Was straight in. Wasn't kicked in like the first time he scratched.
Well, the one thing is they're spread out nice. Again, that big break of Tyler's opens them up very nice, and if it's not successful, giving your opponent ball in hand can make you a sad camper. Let's see what kind of work Blaine does with this rack. A little maneuvering here and there.
Just to create a good angle on the 3 to go into the 4.
He's a little over this ball.
Yeah, I think he overrun it a little bit. But I believe he can draw it straight before the side pocket if he doesn't want to take a chance to try to follow and hit some balls.
There's a good look at that
Very
beautiful,
good.
beautiful parry.
It looked more straight
yeah,
from the camera,
it did.
but that's good. He still had an angle.
I thought he had a bigger reach on it too.
Yeah.
But he was able to reach it really, pretty well.
Created a little bit bigger angle again than he wanted to, but bringing the cue ball to the center of the table should make it.
Decided to play safe. It was a little funny to get around the 10 and go back to the 5. If he happens to hit the 10 ball trying to get around it, it's going in the corner. See his angle? Because he has to come tight into the corner, and he just chose that this was the better up. I probably would have chosen to try to go between the 8 and the corner, but he chose wisely because he executed a nice shot. Tyler with the short cue. Tyler, a Predator sponsored player, so that would be the air rush. Actually, he shot that with a full cue. I used my full cue Miyuchi.
Yeah, I think he was only hooked by a quarter of the ball, so there was no need to take the jump shot, because even with a new generation of jump shots, it still take away a lot of your accuracy than you're playing cue. So, or playing with a full length cue. And he didn't leave an easy shot either. Gotta play it soft. Okay, or hard.
He put a nice stroke on that.
Nice stroke, yeah.
Those are one of the hardest shots in pool. Long straight in. Look at this shot. That's actually a highlight shot. I'm sorry, but that is a good shot.
And oof. Overcut 6. Probably try to create an angle for the 7. Maybe try to cheat the pocket a little bit and cheat it way too much. Now Tyler has an opportunity to extend his lead. Cutting the 6 ball in.
Uh-oh.
He's fine, yeah. 7 ball on the side, natural position into the 8. Very well.
Tyler looking good to take the score up by 1 and increase his lead. 2. These guys have traded punches game after game. Won't be able to get too far off the rail here. That's just enough.
And 10 balls in. And Tyler is halfway to the win in the race to 8.
And we'll take a 1-minute break while Sam racks the balls. Be right back, folks. And we are back to the live action here at the Rio in Las Vegas. Rainy Las Vegas today.
Very rainy.
Someone said something about sleet this morning. The mountains are snow-capped and looking beautiful. It's always refreshing to see snow on the mountains. Look at this 3-ball go straight to the side pocket. Great break, great control. Got an open shot on the 1. And Christina, run these out for me.
Well, it seems like he can cut the 1 ball in. And I would try to go after the center pocket to bring the cue ball somewhere between 7 and 10, depending how, or 6 and 4.
Yeah, 6 and 4, I like that. With a little bit of
depending how
left
much
English,
he wants to put in English in. Let's
yeah,
see.
he's going to have a couple of windows that he has to mess with,
Yeah.
and he's executed it just perfectly.
Just perfectly. Yeah, the only problem would go between 6 and 4 is you had to be a little bit jacked up, and it seems like he didn't want to take any risks.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And for some of those out here that don't know what it means by jacked up, it means elevate the butt of the cue, which decreases your accuracy.
Good angle. Just slight follow.
Yeah.
5 ball, 2 rails, straight in 6, draw. It's very standard position.
Yes, he's basically getting on that 4 ball. He solved the riddle to
Yep.
this rack. Now it's pretty straightforward. Just do your due diligence and don't miss any makeable shots, because they all should be makeable.
Yeah. He had a little bigger angle on the 4. I think he would love to find himself on the other side of the 5. Then he just follow, and there's excluding all the chances to hit it too soft and then create yourself a big problem, because you need to land with the cue ball where he is right now for the good angle to go from the 6 to the 7, because as you can see there's a lot of traffic on the left side of the 6.
Yeah, right here, it's just going from angle to angle. Oh, he's giving himself a little angle. He'd like to be out from the rail a little bit more to come straight back for the 8.
I think he can cheat a pocket a little bit, shooting it straight in instead of trying to, or opposite, cheat it in the other side to create more angle to go in the long rail first.
That angle coming off that 7 with the straight draw shot is aimed right at the 8. So he has to do something with that to get on either. He'll want to go to the left side of the 8 here I think I would follow this.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's cue ball has to travel a lot for the cue ball.
No, he played
Not
short
the short
side.
side.
He played short side, and that's actually, if it gets there, a good decision. A lot of guys try not to, but I also kind of like going with follow, catching that bottom rail with a good spin, because as you said, you could cheat the pocket a little bit, and he could have found himself up there on the other side. Tyler has always seemed to have liked the draw, but he's handy with both, so he just felt that would be better executed. He's going to come out, well, not too good here, but yeah, that was a tough play when he left himself right where he did. And you can see, folks, on a shot like that, for instance, how that very slight angle can come into play. It can complicate things.
Absolutely.
Angle is everything when it comes to position.
Shot it in the last seconds. And quite unfortunate, I think. He can't see the 9 ball. He's walking back to the chair to grab the short cue.
As jumps go, would you call this a minor jump?
Minor
A
jump.
soft, just
Yeah.
this little soft jump.
Oh, he's hooked again, maybe just a quarter of the ball, so
Oh, he
he's
is
using
quite
full length cue. Beautiful.
Didn't bother break. Is that his break cue?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
jumped with a full length cue. Almost missed it. I thought he missed
And
it.
he closed the lead by 1. Second look at this shot, as you can see. Crowd appreciates that. Tyler, on the other hand, not so much. Three to 4, race to 8. Let's take a look, see if I can bring you some updates on some of the other one-loss side matches that are going on around the table, around the arena. Excuse me. We are early in this tournament. This is the first round of the one-loss side. And we had matches at 9 o'clock this morning, and they haven't updated those, unfortunately. Roman Heibler leads Cedric Gonzalez 4-2 at this point. Tim DeRuiter, one of our commentators, is tied at 3 with Antoine Nguyen from Vietnam. Tim from the Netherlands. And
Another soft break. Oh, dry break, sorry. And Tyler has no clear shot on the 1 ball. So he's either trying to play 1-2 combination, which is really risky, or trying to play safety behind these 2 balls.
I think Tyler is aggressive. I think he likes playing this 1-2 combo. I'm not sure how much room the 2 ball has to get by the 3. He's playing the 3.
3 combination.
That's one of the reasons we are in the booth and they're at the table. They see those angles and shots a lot better than we do. He may not have had room for the 2-ball to go by the 3. Meanwhile,
Hard to say from our
yeah.
angle.
Whoa.
It was smart to go into the 5 and 6 trying to solve this problem right away. But it didn't work quite well for him.
All ball fouls, so you got to be careful with your hand. I'm sure Sam's on top of it, the referee. It's a nice shot by Blaine. Those are just so nice and neat shots.
Did he create enough angle to go trying to run into this 5 and 6 ball again? Or he'll look for a safety? Oh, he actually have a pretty good angle to do it right
real
now.
Good.
Very good.
We have a good crowd out there. These guys, these league players that are here and spectators that are here. By the way, if you're in Las Vegas, it's free to come in here and watch these guys.
It is absolutely
Absolutely free. Come on down. You ever heard of Monty Hall? As Monty Hall would say, come on down. It's a game show.
Has to be a little jacked up though.
We just panicked. We lost our screen. And Blaine should have no problems. Well, there is a problem. It's called the 8 and the 9. Minor, but there.
Yeah, it's the 2-ball is not really that far from the pocket, so I don't think he would have any difficulties in pocketing this this combination. Doesn't seem like 8-ball passes the 9, right?
Right, that's why any little combination down there, and things can get tricky. The table's starting to tighten up a little bit, so it's not sliding as much. But he's ended up in a very nice place for this. Look how nice this works out. He cuts this in, the 8-ball comes off the rail right in front of the pocket, and the cue ball goes to the left side to lead himself straight in.
Hold on, he didn't call the ball, so maybe... Did he call? Oh yeah, sorry. I missed that. I thought maybe 8-ball is gonna squeeze in between the 8-ball.
Yeah, it could have been.
Ball.
Could have been. But him and I have a deal. If I call the shot, he plays it that way. I'm still trying to wake up, folks. So this is nice.
2 rails.
This is nice. And this to tie it at 4.
Now it's raised to 4. Well, it's not now. It's not over yet. After he makes the 10-ball, it's going to be raised to 4.
Tied at 4. You have Blaine BARCUS, a 718 Fargo, versus Tyler Styer, a 765 Fargo. So you can see the differences of close to 50 points. But none in games. The games are tied. At this level, this isn't much of a difference, folks. Fargo is a good indicator of your average speed. Both players very capable of playing quite a bit higher than their Fargo score. And of course, we all know we are all capable of playing a little bit lower than our Fargo scores.
Lower or higher. As you said, it's average, so if you play your worst and your opponent play your best, there's a slight chance you can meet in the middle.
How do you feel about Fargo as an indicator for international competition?
To be honest, I mean, we think Europeans not really relying a lot on Fargo rating, and it's not really showing a whole lot. Because also, I think, my opinion, right? Nobody hates me for my opinion.
That's right. We want your opinion. That's what I asked.
The women Fargo can be slightly different than the man Fargo. You know what I mean? Like, because women play among each other, and it's not really, right, the same level as men. Let's face the reality, right? Like, if the best men playing their best game, it's going to be really hard for the woman to beat the best man playing his best game. So, I don't know how they really calculate it as well. So it is pretty accurate. I'm not, but I wouldn't rely on it 100%.
No, it's not 100% reliable because in Europe they don't collect it as much as they do in the U.S. now.
No, yeah.
And in fact, in certain parts of the U.S., they don't collect it at all at this point. And it's changing. But you made a very good point. One I truly believe is correct. If you have a man with a 700 Fargo and a woman with a 700 Fargo, and you pit them against each other, I think the man has a little bit of an advantage because of what you mentioned. Women mostly play only men, but you're out there playing men's tournaments. There's other players out there playing men's tournaments that sooner or later, as more of that happens, it will balance things out.
Yeah.
So you made a very good point.
So Blaine had a very good kick shot, leaving a long and hard one ball for Tyler. And as you see, he didn't manage to make it, but he managed to hook him. Accidentally, of course, but
I like Blaine's kick here, trying to kick it to the corner pocket and call the 6. And it's possible with good speed, he may be able to keep the cue ball behind the 4.
4 and 10.
But it's going to leave it, with good speed, it's going to leave an easy kick in. So he might as well hit it with speed and just go for it. Just like that. Because it was just, if he leaves the ball hanging over the pocket, it's an easy kick in.
You're right. He was very close. Tyler has an open table now. Called the 6 in.
He doesn't want it laying on the right. Well, he's fine.
No, he's fine, yeah.
Just trying to cause some drama, folks.
Now the question is if the 5 ball passes the 9 to go into the left corner. Or he'll have to play the 8 and 5 combination.
It's funny. I'm just looking at the bracket here, folks, and we have some matches that are starting at 11:36 instead of 11 because of the 6 tables that we're missing in play in the big ballroom. There's 4 ballrooms with 7,000 league players here now. The leagues came in today, and there's 4 ballrooms with over 300 7-foot Predator tables. We have 18 Predator tables at the disposal for this tournament, but 6 of them are, I guess you could say, under the weather.
Under the weather conditions. Okay, by the angle he created himself, it seems like 5 ball does pass the 9 ball.
Or it's also a place to play safe. And Tyler has shown us that he can scratch. That he will play shape for safety.
So he seems like he tried to play position into the 5 and 9 combination.
With that shot there, it seems he was playing for the 5-8 combo, 3 rails.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't try to just play 2 or 3 rails like zigzag.
I think this is where Tyler was going with the cue ball. But I can see what you're saying, go zigzag the other way for the other side. Oh, a little more angle there. Could have come back with the cue ball just a little.
Or try to
just a
put
hint.
a different angle.
Just a hint. That was with ball. That was the combo was with ball in hand. And now he's a little. He's got a steep angle here.
Well, now he has to try to cut it in, running the cue ball into the 7. I don't think he can hold the cue ball from this angle. Yeah, just like that.
And he wanted to kick that towards the pocket, and instead he's kicked it to the middle of the bottom rail. So, I still think it's pretty cuttable. Okay. Okay. Well, he just came off a big bank, ring game banks. So the straight back doesn't look bad at all. I also like a safety behind the 9-ball with the cue ball.
That's probably what he was looking at. Let's see what side of the 7-ball he's aiming.
Yeah,
seems like he goes for it, right?
he went for the cut.
And the cue ball?
The cue ball is going to stay there for a nice shot for Tyler to set him up to take the lead on this 4-4 tie. Overcut the ball.
Overcut by a lot.
Yeah. Hard to do. Especially on this kind of a slick table. Undercutting could have slid in. But hindsight. Tyler liking this. Big shot on the 10 to take that 5-4 lead. These two young Americans on this world stage. And after losing 2 games in a row, Tyler, not Tiger, wrong course, folks, breaks the tie, 5-4. A good look at Blaine in the chair, kind of composing himself. Should I or shouldn't have gone for that ball? Coming up after this, at 2 o'clock, we'll have a winter side round 1 matches. And then again at 4, they're all winter side. At 7 p.m. tonight, our matches will go to the 1 loss side. Again, round 2. And one of these guys might be there, but one of them is going to be gone. Big break from Tyler. Yellow 10 ball breaking from the side. 1 ball to the side. 3 ball goes. 1 ball dresses up, but the 2 and the 6 are in the way.
No clear shot in a 1 ball.
He just indicated he might bank the ball.
Crossover. Where the cue ball is going to go. So he's elevated his cue to avoid 5 and 9. Oof.
Yeah, it was a tight cue ball because to bank that ball successfully, that cue ball had to go into the 5. And if you're going into the 5, you don't know what's going to happen. So he paid attention, as you say, either object ball or cue ball, and he paid attention to the cue ball.
Now it's very natural safety behind 2 and 6 with the cue ball.
Oh, he played for the touchy safe. I'd like what you called, because that 6 ball will hold it right behind there. And
One hit flicked out.
Didn't quite get behind those balls. A good pocket here gives him a good long shot on the 2 and opens up the rack. And you can, increase his lead here.
What a shot. See the cue ball jumped up. But
that's
very well executed.
That's one of the advantages of being, what is Tyler, about 6'1"?
Yeah, that's something that I really miss in the game. It's you know, when you have to be elevated or to go through the ball, it's over the ball, not through the ball. Sorry, over the ball.
And it also helps with the stroke, with nice long swing.
Yeah.
It helps quite a few things. You can just you reach more balls, and whenever you do have to elevate the cue, it's not as severe as it is for a shorter person.
Like me.
Well, I'm not exactly a tall guy either. So yeah, I feel your pain. Good shot here by Tyler. He gets on this 5-ball. Cue ball probably tracking right towards the 9. Seven ball has to go to the side. Yeah. Well, he missed the ball. Ended up nice for the 5, but he's not at the table anymore. Missed it out by quite a bit. He left it out there by a couple inches.
Half a diamond.
Yeah. Didn't leave anything.
Yeah, didn't leave anything easy. I just wanted to say it's not an easy shot.
No, not at all.
Again, full length draw shot. And making sure you avoid the side pocket. So you gotta hit a draw. With a draw, not stun.
The stun takes you right to the pocket. Yeah. Right. Oh.
Just didn't want to take any chances to make a mistake and just tried to stop it next to the long rail, but
well,
he didn't make the 4-ball.
Tyler missed it to the outside of the pocket on the right, and Blaine missed it to the left. Now, Tyler's got a nice little follow shot. He's going to draw it to the corner and roll down for the 5. I guess this purple 4 is giving him some trouble.
Certainly does. Well, now it's much easier 4-ball than the previous 4 late. And I believe he shouldn't have any problems to run this table. Just come up with the cue ball to the center of the table. Nice smooth draw on the 6 to play 7 in the side. Everything just laying there for him.
Your standard run out you just described.
Yeah, standard run out.
This is where the middle of the table becomes very important.
Yeah, it, actually, you know, when I don't quite feel the speed of a table or something is off, just try to visualize that I bring the cue ball into the center, and it does help a lot.
Flirting with disaster.
Yeah. Barely avoided this side pocket, but he's fine now.
Now, do you like coming off, just getting off the rail a little bit and then taking the cue ball 2 rails off the 9, off the 8 to go to the 9?
Yeah, but I think
you prefer this?
Yeah, I think he left himself way too much angle on the 7 just to go, you know, just to roll it. If it would be straight in, I would always take, as you described, the 8-ball into the corner playing 2 rails, because it's more always safe here, right? You can
it's
really
the
do what
line
he did
shape.
now.
You have 6 feet to be straight in on the ball.
And you're moving into the direction of the ball, not trying to cross it over, like happened now. But he's still fine.
Yeah.
9-ball is hanging in the pocket, so shouldn't be a lot of problems with this one.
It's just a matter of preference. But this preference will get him tied at 5. We're down to a race of 3 in this match. Once he pockets his 10-ball. And he did. And we are going to a small break. We'll be right back, folks. Stay tuned. And we are back with Blaine BARCUS coming to the table. Tied at 5, race to 8. Big break, pretty much from the center. Middle-ish, let's call it. Playing the 2 balls from behind the 1 to the side pockets. A ball goes straight in. There goes the 6. Oh, he's going to get behind the 2 ball for the 1. So the 1 ball dressed up, but the cue ball hit behind the 2 ball. Jump shot? Or do you push?
It's quite a hard jump shot, and not necessarily you're going to get, even if you make the 1 ball, you'll get position for the 2 ball. Because as you can see, there is 3 ball on the way, so he would try to push, trying to make it a little straighter in case he makes it. At least he has a position for the 2 ball next.
Well, this young man right here likes jump shots. He won't shy away from them. And he plays them right. Well, they both play them so well. He's going to give it back.
And again, full length cue, which says that 1 ball is not completely hooked, maybe only half a ball.
Good point.
Which increases the chance for him to make it.
The longer you cue, the better the control.
Have missed it, but didn't leave any shot. Open shot.
Now we're wondering, okay, just what can I do here? Probably just thin it and come straight down where his cue stick is, and there's a wall of balls there to hide it.
Yeah, the 1 ball is going to be stopped by 3 ball.
He went for the kick. Interesting. Interesting choice.
I don't think he went for the kick, to be honest. I think he
was playing safe. Yeah. Go ahead.
He might miss just a thin cut, don't you think? Oh no, he was aiming.
He was aiming. Yeah, that it surprised me. I thought he would just the 3 ball stops it right there, and there's a wall of balls. But they are at the table. We are in the booth.
Well, he's hooked now, and is he walking back for a jump shot?
He's going for the jump cue. He's called it in the corner pocket.
Trying to separate the cue ball and the 1 ball and create some distance between them. He tried to play it very soft, because if you would hit it too hard, the cue ball would be off the table. So it's very tricky shot.
It was a tricky shot, and the other
can hit it way too hard, right? Not too slow like that.
He was just trying to come over it and soft jump the 1 past the 2.
Yeah.
And what a time to do it. Tied at 1. I mean, tied at 5. And in this race to 3, basically giving your opponent ball in hand to start things off.
Wow.
Interesting shot.
Very tight. It was very, very small zone he could get the cue ball in, and he actually did it. Well, no more tricky position on the table. As long as he's going to create a good angles for the next ball, shouldn't have any problem.
You like playing this 5 to the upper right-hand corner?
I do. Yeah. I think he's straight in, and he can't really do much.
That's, as Alex Pagulayan would say, keep it simple.
Keep it simple, especially under the pressure. You don't want to do something over creative where there's no need for that. Oof. as you can see here, he could just roll the ball and leave himself just a little longer 7 ball, but
Watch his
you
cue.
know,
He elevated a little
yeah,
bit, and he
so-
kind of went to the side a little bit,
Yeah.
just a hair.
so that's why you say keep it simple. Because under the pressure, even easy shots don't seem that easy anymore.
Those pockets can start looking very small.
Yes. And the balls start looking like little quadrats. So, yeah.
It's funny when you're playing well and you're in the zone, the pockets look like buckets.
They do.
And everything looks very attainable, very easy. And all of a sudden, if your confidence slips a little bit, those pockets shrink. That side pocket's going to take care of both balls here, nice and soft. And Tyler comes away with the game win instead of Blaine, and he leads 6-5. 2 games away from his desired goal, and of course Blaine does not want to go home yet, so he'll do everything he can to stop that. Trying to see what players you might have up in the stands watching. Scouting, maybe, you might say. Scouting the tables, scouting the players. Sometimes you'll see some of the pro players scouting the table, see how it's playing, when if they're going to play their next match on it. And they have time to do something like that. No panic mode just yet, but it's getting close to the business end of this match. And San Robito handing the cue ball back to Tyler Styer, say, show us your break. From the side, playing the one to the side pocket. Smashing.
Powerful break, but no balls in.
And kind of what you expect when you break from the side is many of the balls, most of the balls, will lay on the same side you broke from. And as you can see, they're all on the top end of your screen, and that's the side that Tyler broke from. Oh, this is going to leak. Kind of like the roof of the Rio.
Do you think one ball passes the 5?
It does look like it does. The first view that the camera gave us, it looked like he had a good chance.
That's what Tyler is looking at right now. Take an extension.
It's just a matter of how much one can you see. Can you see enough to make it, to cut it? If it looks like it. Yes, it looks like you can see the whole ball easy. So something is
Bothering him. Maybe it doesn't, and he's
Maybe
trying to play the safety.
Maybe it doesn't pass. Did he get a rail?
No rail.
No, he didn't. Those are tough safeties. That little tiny shot like that, little touch shot. As simple as that looks, as you can see, he didn't execute. Must have rail after contact. Unlike snooker, you just hit the ball with no rail. Down by the 10 he goes.
It's a very good safety. And there's no obvious easy kick shot in this position. And I believe Tyler is hitting back to his chair to grab his jump cue.
He's
Trying to jump into the right side of the one ball.
Nice shot, executed perfectly. But even though he made a good shot, good hit, has left his opponent in a nice position to tie things up. But coming to the table doesn't mean he'll tie things up. There's 10 balls on the table. He's got to run. And right off the bat, it looks like he's gotten in trouble. On position for the 2. Now he's going for the short stick. These are tough when the ball is away from the rail and you have to reach for it. He's a little bit taller too, so that's good for him.
He's a very tall guy. Not a problem for him.
No problem, no.
He looks very calm and confident, you know.
I like his demeanor around the table. It's very good. I like his game.
He's not too over emotional. When something doesn't go his way, he just.
I'll get to it when I do.
Yeah. Very calm mind, approaching every ball.
This is just what the doctor ordered for Blaine BARCUS. As we get back to that routine, what looks to be a routine run out. But it's the world stage, nothing's routine.
No, you're right with that. So he wants to keep just a small angle like that into 6 ball and maybe trying to get into the long rail to create this negative angle on the 7 to leave himself a very natural and easy shape for the 8. That's what I would do at least. Yeah, that's what he tried, but oof.
Oh.
Pretty straight in.
He's going to have to back this up. And by negative angle, Christina means a back cut on the 7. To
Back cut, yes. And he'll have to draw it straight back. Just have to watch out for this corner pocket.
In the 10 ball? No, he's good.
Oof.
Oh!
What a roll. He smiled.
That could have gotten ugly.
Oh. Can you see the ball? Yes.
Yes, he's okay. Nice camera work, guys. Thank you.
I would be very pissed if the cue ball running into this little sticker in front of the position. Very well.
And Blaine has worked his way through the rack. Now he's straight in on the 10 to tie things up at 6. We've got a match. Stay in your chairs. Don't go anywhere. Let's see if we will. It doesn't look like it. So we'll stay with you through this rack by our referee, Sam Rabito. WPA rules. No early 10s, no 10s on the break. Both players working hard for you. They've traded punches the first part of the match, exchanging games, and Tyler won game number 5 and number 6 right next to each other, but Blaine came right back, Blaren, with game number 7 and 8. And then they traded punches again for 4 games. No one's really controlled it, the match.
It's been a lot of back and forth in this match. It's been very close.
Again from pretty much the center. It looks like it is dry, and the 1 ball is dressed up. The 4-6 is a problem, but the 2 ball is close to take care of it. It's there for the taking.
Yeah, I just don't see any problems in here, except as you mentioned, 3 and 4 and 6.
4 and 6, but see with the 2 ball there, he can break out the 4
Yeah, and
still have a nice shot, guaranteed shape,
ball.
long shape, but guaranteed shape on the 3.
Oof, it's a little bit too far.
Actually, this is kind of good. He can put a little draw on this ball, catch the 4, and it'll come back. The cue ball will come back towards the 3.
Just like that. Beautiful. It's a little straight on the 3 ball than he would like to be.
You always want that little angle to get you off the rail, don't you?
Yeah. It's very important now not to leave the cue ball on the rail, because you need the draw shot on the 4 ball. Very good.
Nicely done. And now that center of the table opens up for him, right by the 7.
This situation, you would like to again create this back cut on the 5 to have an easy angle to go to the other side of the table for the 6 ball.
Christina, I like that negative angle. I like the way you said it, yes.
I mean, it is positive and negative angle.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
So
it's also called the blind cut. You know, they have different words for it.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
I never heard about back cut.
Blind cut?
Blind cut?
You're cutting the ball back to a blind pocket because the
blind
pocket's
pocket.
out of view.
Oh, look at that.
Oh boy, he's not going to be happy about that. What a time to scratch. What a time to scratch.
That's why I didn't like the previous shot on the 4 ball, because he come up with way too much angle. If he would be just having a smaller angle on the 5 ball, he could draw it to kind of a shorter side of the 6 ball, but it would be so much safer, because you see the window between 8 and 7, it's really hard to avoid a counter pocket unless you control your speed very, very good.
Right.
So
yeah, he came off that rail in direct line for the pocket. Wow.
yeah, I mean, it's kind of little gambling in this situation if you're gonna actually hit it with the right speed or not.
This would be a big win for Blaine BARCUS, being almost 50 points shy of Tyler's Fargo score. But Blaine completely capable of overcoming that. This looks beautiful.
Very good speed. He's actually handling, I think, his nerves under the pressure really well.
I totally agree. He seems very calm, as you mentioned earlier.
And focused.
Blaine is a very focused player.
This 10 ball to take a lead the first time in this match, right?
He leads for the first time in the match, and what a time to lead. He's on the hill, going to 8.
Right in time. As Jim said with me in the previous matches we were commentating, it's not really about how you start, it's really about how you finish the match.
You're so right, because a start can be rocky. You can work through it, you can fight through it.
Yeah.
Things can go your way through it.
And again, it's everyone can win when playing good. It's about winning when you play bad and find your way through all these woods, managing to stay patient, calm yourself down, just knocking on the door.
And the Jim she was referring to, folks, for those who don't know, Jim Weich is here commentating this WPA World 10-Ball Championship. For your sponsored by Fogwa Rate, Medalla Light, Rums of Puerto Rico, Cyberts, Jam Up Apparel. Don't forget to check that out. Camoon. Jam Up with some very nice designs now. Oh, that cue ball was headed for the side pocket, but the 1 ball finds the corner. The 2 ball finds cover. And Blaine to start to work things out here. Wanting to maintain control so that he can be victorious. Because you can't afford not to be right now. This is the 1 loss side.
It's a push, basically to get snookered back, but there's no other really options.
It's a push to challenge. I call this this is a challenge push. I'm challenging you to take this shot or give it back. Tyler went safety all the way. He didn't fall into the trap of going for that and hanging it up.
Will he go for his jump cue?
I don't see any alternative.
Yeah, that's again one of these situations where you can't hit it way too hard, because the cue ball's gonna jump off the table, but also can kick it way too soft. Hit it way too soft, because you wouldn't just simply jump over the ball.
He's going to try to 2-rail jump this 2 ball and hold the cue ball right there.
Yeah. If he can execute it well, it would be a very hard shot. Oh. Did he call it?
He should have. He should have.
Wow.
Yeah, you want to be calling that just in case. What a great shot.
It was an amazing shot indeed, and if he can manage to get to the 4 ball and make it, created a little bit way too much angle in here. Yeah, just trying to play safety and call the 4 ball bank in case. Again, as we call it, 2-way shot. As you guys call it, it makes it in a pro side. And look at that. Oof.
Oh, he's left the shot. He's left the window to make the ball.
I think
Doesn't
so.
that look like it? That
It
really
was
does.
hitting in the right direction, just a little harder. And he would be there, but
It's tight, regardless.
it seems like he left the window. Not the best bump in the 9 ball,
Yeah.
leaving him way too big angle on the 4-5. And it's not an easy shot at all now.
Which side do you prefer cutting it to?
Left, I think. Yeah. And trying to come up a couple of rails around the 6. Again, it's not an easy shot at all.
Yeah, I like this thin cut to the top part of the top pocket. Oh, he's drawing the ball. I would just use.
You could also draw it, and if you're confident in your draw shot.
Oh, he went the other way. Excuse me.
Very
Cue
well.
ball. Oh. He narrowly found himself tree-topped.
Yeah, you don't want to do that to yourself.
No. He's got a shot, but the 9 ball is very tricky. He's looking at the bottom part of it.
So it seems like 8-ball doesn't really go into the side pocket, so he has to hold the cue ball as much as he can to the long rail.
Soft shot, I think.
Just soft
I
drag
think
shot
so.
is what you call it,
Drag
right?
shot?
Drag
Okay.
shot or soft follow,
Yeah,
just
I like
to
that.
make it play
Just
drag
like that.
shot. Yeah.
Nice little soft shot. And it looks like the 9-ball might go by the 10. He's going to take a
It
look.
did. Yeah, I'm sure it does. Yeah.
And we're going to be treated 2 balls away from being treated to a hill match. Double hill. And there is the unmissable position on the 10 ball. And we are tied at 7.
And Tyler's taking a break.
How do you feel about taking a break at a juncture like this? Do you feel like you have momentum going into it, so why would you?
We'll talk about it
Right.
right after our comeback.
And we are back with Blaine BARCUS, taking a look at his in his chair, waiting for the balls to be racked in his opponent. They come back into the arena. Sam Rubito, our referee, racking the balls, actually giving the balls a little cleanup.
All right, so talking about the momentum,
Yes.
it's I think it's very personal for each player, because sometimes it might hurt you to take a break when you're in the lead and when you're catch this gear, when you're in the zone. But sometimes I think majority of times it does work good for you just to, even if you're in the lead, just to take a break, exhale, say, okay, even though I'm like in the lead, I still have to be focused, and the match is not over yet, you know. And a lot of players, I know a lot of professional players who still have a problem of, when taking the lead, feeling like it's almost over, and that costs the match sometimes. you
Okay,
know.
so you like to come back refreshed and focused.
Yeah, or
you
if
take
you're
that time.
yeah, if you find yourself down, just to get away from table, take away your frustration a little bit, especially if you're breaking on a hill. You just want to come back and forget everything that happened before, and with a new fresh start, try to do your best.
And that's exactly what we were looking for, is from a player's perspective, taking a break at this juncture of a match. And those are thoughts from Christina Tkach.
My humble thoughts.
Yeah, you're humble. I remember the first time I interviewed you for a match. You were so nice. I just couldn't get over how nice you were.
I am a nice person,
I
guys.
know. I'd see that.
All right, so it's a dry break, but no open and clear shot on the one ball. I believe he can see the right side of the one ball, but definitely can't do much with that. Just to find himself a safety.
Yeah, try to send it up towards that 6, or can he play the 3? Just playing safe all the way. He's not going to care for it too much. He wanted to find cover.
Not enough. And one ball is the key shot in this rack right now, because as you can see, every ball is laying pretty wide open. All he has to do to manage, he wanted to run into the 2 ball and stop the cue ball off the 2, but as you can see, he didn't catch it.
Yeah, if he catches that 2 ball thin, he sends it to in front of the pocket. Yeah,
so
perfect,
it would be just perfect.
Instead, let's see if he cuts it thin on the bottom side of your screen here, on the left side, and brings the cue ball around. That's exactly what he's done, and there's cover on that side. You have the 3-8 if he can go far enough. No, he's left him elevated over the 9.
We'll call it Chinese snooker.
There
no
you go.
offense, guys.
No, yeah, no,
you know,
I see
like
what you're saying.
it's
Yep.
just not behind, it's just right in front.
I call that a safety in disguise.
Safety in disguise.
A safety in disguise. It doesn't look like a safety because you can see the ball, but you're elevating, so it makes it very difficult.
It is. It is not easy. Oh, and he's soft rolling it. Oof.
And he used every sliding inch of that pocket.
Tell you, it was not an easy shot. Jacked up, slow roll, long distance. I believe he has a little slight angle to go off the rail to have a good position for the 4. You could see he tied up a little bit and didn't use the whole power of his hand.
Well, as he drops the cue on this ball, his position for the 5 is very natural. As long as he avoids the 6. The 6 is big here, so if he gets by the 6, he has nice position on the 5.
Intentionally? No. I thought he's intentionally running into the 6. It's a very tricky angle we got. Well,
now here's his key shot.
Not really straight. He can't really follow, right? I think draw is his only option.
Draw is his only option. He could follow, but he's risking going between the 9-10.
Yeah.
That's a big risk, and he's still got to travel the ball another 8 feet.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know how big the angle is. It's hard to judge from the angle we've got.
Well, this is a tough place to be.
Seems like he's trying to follow it, isn't it? Oh.
What a nice shot.
He maneuvered well enough
speed?
But just not enough.
Yeah.
Well, it's not over, guys.
No, one of these players is going to be out here. The other one will move on in this tournament. This is a 1 loss side match. It's the round 1 of the 1 loss side.
He's going to play left side of the 6, trying to bring it behind 8 and cue ball behind 9. Just like that.
Did he have enough?
He's
done a good job here. Very good job.
Beautiful. Now I believe because of the 9 ball, Tyler can go 3 rails, 2 or 3 rails, because it's not available, and I don't think he sees enough of the long rail to get into the 6-1 rail.
Yeah, I can't tell from here, from this angle, especially in. If he can't kick the, it looks like he can.
I think it's only 1 rail.
I like trying to kick it past the 8. down the long rail.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Try to kick it past the 8. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe get a safe out
Well,
of it. You're gambling either way.
yeah, that's what you call.
He's done a good job with it. It worked out for him. Worked out well.
Safety, but not a hook. So Blade has another chance to hook Tyler and finally get an open table or base case scenario ball in hand.
Yeah, he can go to the left of the 6 and take the cue ball up table, or he can try to stick him on the 9 here. And that's, now he's got to find cover behind the 8. He's got to go behind the 8, and didn't do it. I'm putting this cue ball behind the 9 if I can.
Yeah, that's what I would do probably.
Tyler's just going to cut it right in with position on the 7. And if he's able to run these 4 balls after that shot, he's earned himself a tough game. What a great cut.
A lot of pressure in here, but he managed it well.
Anywhere but behind the 10. Tough loss for that young man if it so works out this way. Great match by both players. They had a couple of mistakes here and there, and some highlights there and here. Blaine, unfortunately, out of the tournament, and Tyler moves on. And this is George Teachea, Christina Tkach.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much, guys, for joining us.